what's called the P52 manuscript. Now, this was discovered not that long ago either, but it's a piece of papyrus. This is a codex or a book. The others were scrolls. These are books, a page from a book. Now, John, the Apostle John, who wrote the Gospel of John, died somewhere, we believe, between 110 and 120 A.D. Depends somewhere in there, according to what school you go to, but somewhere in there is when John the Apostle died. John the Apostle is credited with writing, of course, his Gospel and then other letters. But this P52 manuscript was discovered, and what it is, it's a page, a section of a page of one of the books of the Gospel of John. Specifically, it's written in Greek. Specifically, it is John chapter 18, verses 31 through 33. And you can read, if you read Greek, you can read this. It's exactly what we find in like a New American Standard, word for word. It's the same thing. There's nothing different here. This is Christ standing before Pilate at the trial. Pilate and him having their discourse going back and forth. That's what the P52 manuscript is. And the thing is now, because it's a book, it's organic and stuff, we can test to see when it was this piece of manuscript written. Was it written hundreds of years later after the time of Christ? No. All of the evidence shows this manuscript dates back to about 100 or so, give or take a few years, 100 A.D. Do you know what that means? The Apostle John is still alive when this piece of manuscript, this papyrus, was actually written on. Now, I'm not saying, no one's going to say that John actually wrote this one, but the point is, John was alive when somebody wrote this. He was still living. And it is exactly what we see in our Bible. Our Bible has not been compromised. Our Bible has not been changed. The Dead Sea Scrolls show that, evidence of that with the Old Testament, and these manuscripts that we see of the New Testament show the same thing. But let's go to another one. Our seventh one, real quick, as we take a look at this. It's called the P39 manuscript. So papyrus number 39. This one is another amazing section of a codex of a book of the book of John. Now, this one's a little older. This one dates around maybe 150 A.D. Scholars think this is older than the P52, but this one dates back to about 150 A.D. John is dead, but his disciples are alive. The thing is, his book's still being copied, just like they are still to this day. The Bible's still the best-selling book. The thing is, if you sit and read the Greek on this, what you're going to find out, this is John chapter 8. The 8th chapter of our book of John, this is what you're seeing inscribed here. And it's the same thing as what we have today in a New American Standard or in an interlinear Bible. It's the same wording. Thus, we don't have a change in doctrine. Our doctrine that we follow in our Bibles today is the same doctrine that was there back at the time of the apostles. It's a phenomenal discovery, showing again that the Bible is accurate. It's very accurate. Or let's take another look at another one here, just quickly. Number 8 is going to be what's called the P46 manuscript. Now, this is an amazing one. I have just one page of the numerous of the scores of pages of this document. Now, this discovery was made, and it was not just one page. This one, entire books. It contains the P46 manuscripts. Notice it's in plural. Contains most of the writings of Paul and some of the other New Testament writers, all contained in an old book. And the thing is, you can read this. I have what I'm showing right now. This is the first chapter of the book to the Hebrews. So Hebrews chapter 1. And if you can read Greek, or if you sit with an interlinear Bible, you're going to be amazed because it says the exact same thing. Why did I want this one page? Why was I so focused on getting this one page? I mean, if I could, out of the whole manuscript, I could have picked any page of the Bible. I love this one. Because Hebrews chapter 1, what this reads in the Greek, is just phenomenal, because it reads something like, long ago, many times and in many ways, God spoke to our fathers by the prophets, but in these last days he has spoken to us by his Son, whom he appointed the heir of all things, through whom he created the world, and he is the radiance of the glory of God, the exact imprint of God. I mean, that's what you're reading here. It's telling us, this is one of the best descriptions you ever come across about who Jesus was, that he's the the Creator God, that he is the exact likeness of God. It's the actual Greek word here is character, talking about the character, the image, it's the exact image. He is God is what this is saying. Totally God, yet he's man. And that's who he is. And that's why I love this page of this manuscript. It is just a phenomenal discovery. Then it dates back to about 175 AD. And these books have been divided into two sections. One section's in a museum in Israel. I'm sorry, in the state of Michigan at a university. They have one half of these books, and the other half, I believe, is in London or something. But the thing is, this manuscripts, the P46 manuscripts, is a remarkable find because it shows that our New Testament has not been changed.
Thanks for tuning in, and thank you to our donors who make this program possible. Evidence for Faith is a 501c3 nonprofit ministry based in the USA. You can support this broadcast by donating online using the links in the description, and don't forget to leave us a comment, a review, likes, and shares to feed the algorithm and help others find this content. Thanks again, and we'll see you on the next episode.